House with Garden 7 American Habits for a Clutter-Free Home. Clapperboard: the silent impact of order. Imagine entering a typical American home. It doesn't have to be luxurious or large. It can be a simple, modest, even small house. But there's something about it that stands out. Everything seems to be in its place. Light gently enters through clean windows, the furniture is organized, and the atmosphere conveys an almost cinematic peace. You feel you can breathe better there. But why? It's not about money. It's not about having spare time. And it's definitely not about perfection. It's about habits. Small, consistent, powerful. And today you'll discover the 7 habits that make the American home an example of organization, and how they can transform yours too. Broom Habit 1. Space is not a trash can. Clutter doesn't start when something is out of place. It starts when you keep what you don't need. In the United States, the concept of decluttering, eliminating excess, is almost a philosophy of life. Americans have a habit of frequently reviewing their belongings. Drawers, closets, boxes. Everything undergoes constant sorting. They ask themselves, does this still serve me? Does it bring me joy? Does it fulfill any function? If the answer is no, the object goes. Without guilt. Without drama. And here's the twist, it's not just about objects. It's about emotions. Keeping that piece of clothing that no longer fits, that gift from someone who hurt you, that broken appliance you swear you'll fix. All of this weighs on you. And not just in physical space but in your mind. Letting go is an act of love. Love for yourself, for your home, for your peace. Card Index Dividers Habit 2. Everything has a place. Have you ever lost your keys? The remote control? An important document? Americans avoid this with a simple habit. Everything has a defined place. Whether it's a spoon, a pair of slippers, or a hair clip, everything has its place. They use trays, boxes, baskets, dividers. Nothing needs to be expensive. The secret lies in logic. If it's in the house, it needs a place to stay. And more. Keeping surfaces clear is a golden rule. A clean table conveys order. An empty countertop makes cleaning easier. An organized closet saves time. When everything has a home, the house almost cleans itself. Sponge Habit 3. Cleaning is a ritual, not punishment. In Brazil, many people push cleaning to the weekend. In the United States, cleaning is part of the daily routine. It's not a heavy obligation. It's a gesture of care. A form of active meditation. They keep cloths handy, small brooms, discreet dusters. If something gets dirty, they clean it right away. If they cook, they organize it immediately. This avoids accumulation. And the time spent on heavy cleaning drops almost to zero. The twist? When you clean the outside, you begin to heal the inside. The mind breathes better. Internal chaos diminishes. Door Habit 4. The front door is sacred. When entering their homes, Americans have a simple custom: taking off their shoes. This prevents dirt, yes. But it also marks the transition between the outside world and the inner refuge. They create a specific space for this, with hooks for coats, shelves for shoes, trays for keys. The entrance to the house is like an energy filter. What enters there defines the atmosphere of the home. Man in Lotus Position Habit 5. Clear surfaces, clear mind. A full desk is a full mind. Americans value empty space. Not for aesthetics but for functionality. Clean countertops facilitate cleaning. Desks without paperwork prevent distractions. Organized cabinets save time. Less is more. Always. Shopping Bags Habit 6. Conscious consumption. Before buying, they ask themselves, does this have a place in my house? Will it serve a real purpose? If there's no clear answer, it doesn't go in. This habit prevents clutter. It avoids impulse purchases. And it transforms consumption into a choice, not an addiction. Brain Habit 7. Organization is culture. In the United States, children learn from an early age that taking care of the house is taking care of themselves. Organizing isn't a chore. It's a lifestyle. They don't wait for the mess to turn into chaos. They act beforehand. Consistently. With respect for the space. And with the awareness that the home reflects the mind. Glowing Star Conclusion. Your home, your refuge. You don't need to live in the United States to apply these habits. You just need one decision: to live with more lightness, more clarity, and more respect for your space. Because in the end, a clutter-free house isn't just beautiful, it's liberating. House with Garden: transform your home into a haven of peace. 7 habits that will change your home and your life. Herb: the entrance is the gateway to tranquility. Taking off your shoes when entering your home is not just a matter of hygiene, it's a symbolic ritual. It's as if, by leaving their shoes at the door, Americans are also leaving behind the stress of work, the rush of the streets, the tension of the outside world. It's a silent gesture that says, "From here inside, peace reigns." Even in simple homes, the entrance is treated as a transitional space, the boundary between the outside and the inside. Therefore, it receives special attention. It's common to find a small shoe cabinet, a bench to sit and put on shoes, and even a flower arrangement that welcomes those who arrive with the message, "You are safe." You can easily adapt this. Create a welcoming corner, a clean rug, a designated spot for shoes, a coat rack for bags and coats, a mail basket, and if you wish, a plant or object that conveys serenity. When you take care of the entrance, you take care of the energy that enters with you. And more, it prevents scattered dirt, lost shoes, and that feeling of clutter upon arrival. Transform this space into a silent embrace that says, "You've arrived. This is your safe haven." Because when the first step inside the house is peaceful, the rest of the home follows the same rhythm. Woman in lotus position, less is more. In the United States, minimalism isn't a trend, it's a philosophy. They live by the principle that the less you have, the more freedom you feel. It's not about giving up comfort, but about focusing on the essentials and eliminating what only occupies physical and mental space. Have you noticed how much we accumulate? Clothes we don't wear, forgotten pots and pans, decorations that only gather dust, broken appliances. All of this consumes time, energy, and space. In American homes, every item has a function or meaning. They prefer one useful and beautiful object to 10 that evoke no feeling. The goal isn't to live with little for the sake of living with little, it's to live with intention. It's about looking around and knowing that everything there has a purpose, brings joy, and makes life easier. You can start now with what you have. Go to the kitchen. How many lidless jars are in the cupboard? How many broken glasses are still taking up space? Then look at your wardrobe, that blouse that no longer fits, the shoes that hurt, the item you keep out of guilt, all of that can go. Having less in sight makes tidying up simpler, reduces dirt, facilitates cleaning, and above all, slows down the mind. If you feel tired, overwhelmed, or oppressed within your own home, perhaps the problem isn't a lack of space, but an excess of clutter. Excess screams. The essential whispers. And it is in the silence of simple things that peace resides. Repeat button routine is your ally. Many people think routine is a prison. But in the United States, it's seen as care. The conscious repetition of small gestures builds great transformations. Upon waking, many Americans follow a simple sequence. Open the window, make the bed, put away pajamas, prepare coffee calmly. Before leaving, they clean a small area of the house. At night, they wash the sink, organize objects, prepare clothes for the next day, and leave the environment ready for rest. These daily rituals create a rhythm that protects the home from accumulated chaos. And you can do the same. Create your own micro-routine, 10 to 15 minutes with intention. Perhaps start the day with a prayer, soft music, and open windows. At night, perhaps clean the sink and tidy the sofa. The important thing is not what you do but the consistency with which you do it. Because care resides in repetition. Without routine, clutter creeps in slowly, and when you realize it, it has already taken over. With routine, even a small one, the house stays in order, and so does your mind. Red Heart, your home reflects your heart. This is perhaps the most invisible and the most powerful habit. There's a belief that the state of your home reveals the state of your soul. Clutter can be a sign of tiredness. Accumulation can hide resentment, anguish, and pressure. Therefore, taking care of your home is taking care of yourself. Every corner carries a piece of your history. The furniture you chose, the pictures you hung, the photos on the sideboard. Everything speaks about who you are and what you value. But over time we get used to it. We stop seeing, we stop feeling. And that's where the risk lies. Living on autopilot in a space that doesn't inspire, doesn't welcome, doesn't bring peace. Even in small houses, Americans maintain the environment with intention. Flowers in the bathroom, soft incense, objects with meaning. Natural light, live plants, fabrics that embrace. Everything communicates something. You deserve to live in a beautiful, clean, and peaceful place. It doesn't matter the size of the house or the neighborhood. With small actions, you can transform your home into a sanctuary, where your soul rests, where love blossoms in the little things. Start with a corner, a chair, a wall. Light a candle. Place